The United States has supplied Ukraine with thousands of Javelins, the anti-tank missiles that have become the iconic weapon of the war for Ukraine, which has helped in pushing back Russian tanks. Ukrainian soldiers also deploy British NLAW anti-tank missiles to destroy Russian armor. Soldiers from the 93rd Brigade have been fighting to repel a Russian advance to the south from Izium. The NLAW anti-tank missile weighs about half as much as an American-made Javelin, costs far less, and can be easily discarded after use. The Javelin, which was designed toward the end of the Cold War, consists of two parts: a 15-pound reusable launcher that soldiers often use for reconnaissance and surveillance, given its suite of thermal cameras that can zoom in and out for finding targets, and a 33-pound disposable tube that contains the missile itself. The newer NLAW, by comparison, weighs just under 28 pounds and has no camera, just a simple sight to aim. Russian troops are likely to prioritize retaining control of the Svatov sector, as the area is now the invaders' most vulnerable operational flank. Explosions rang out near the temporarily occupied city of Melitopol, Zaporizhia region. Melitopol Mayor Ivan Fedorov wrote this on Telegram, Ukrinform reports. It is loud in the Melitopol district. It is known about 3 powerful explosions north of Melitopol in the area of the temporarily occupied village of Vasil, near the railway station, he wrote. On Sunday, November 20th, Russian troops shelled 3 communities in Sumy region, firing more than 50 mortars and shells. Dmytro Zayvitsky, the head of the Sumy Regional Military Administration, wrote this on Telegram, Ukrinform reports. According to the region's head, the Esmen, Bilopilia, and Shalihain communities came under enemy fire. In particular, Russian invaders used artillery to attack the Esmen community. 7 strikes were recorded. No damage was reported. The Bilopilia community came under mortar shelling. As many as 22 attacks on a border village were recorded. According to Zayvitsky, a cultural center, bakery, shop, power line, and gas line were damaged by enemy attacks.
Stand by! Fire!
The Russian military fired 24 mortars at the Shalihain community. There was no damage. AS reported by Ukrinform. On November 20th, Russian troops launched 2 missile strikes on the civilian infrastructure of Kupiansk, Kharkiv region, as well as about 10 MLRS attacks on the positions of Ukraine's defense forces along the contact line. On November 20th, it became known about 3 civilians injured by the Russians, 2 in Bakhmut and another one in the village of Kostantinivka. Pavlo Kirilenko, head of the Donetsk Regional Military Administration, posted on Telegram. It is currently impossible to establish the exact number of casualties in Mariupol and Volnovakha, he added. AS reported, Russian troops struck the center of Avdiivka town with Grad MLRS on November 20th. Ukraine marks Dignity and Freedom Day annually on November 21st. It was established in accordance with the presidential decree of November 13, 2014, to mark the beginning of 2 significant events in contemporary Ukrainian history on this day: the Orange Revolution of 2004 and the Revolution of Dignity of 2013. Dignity and Freedom Day became a kind of successor to the Freedom Day holiday, which was celebrated in honor of the Orange Revolution on November 22nd from 2005 to 2011. It was on November 21st, 2013, when Ukrainians started to hold the first protest rallies in response to the decision of the then government to stop the country's movement towards European integration and freeze preparations for the signing of the EU-Ukraine Association Agreement. However, unlike the events of the Orange Revolution, the defense of dignity and freedom led to 106 Ukrainian patriots killed and over 2,000 more injured. And in the spring of 2014, Russia's military aggression began, accompanied by the occupation of Crimea and certain areas of Donetsk and Luhansk regions. This year, Dignity and Freedom Day is celebrated against the background of Russia's full-scale invasion, which began on February 24th. Ukraine is again fighting for its freedom and independence, defending itself against the aggressor.